Yet today's session will be text functions, or say text formulas. Right. Let's go inside this. The functions always will be classified into different types. So let's say it will be classified as text functions, or say date functions, or it can be a conditional functions. Okay. So if you understand this, it will become little easy for people to remember the function. Right. So when I say text functions, on this text, what all things I can do? So that is what we'll be discussing today. Let's assume I'm actually extracting data from various data sources. So if the data has got some capital letters, or say uppercase names or data, I need to convert that into lowercase. Then I have something called as lower. I just use this, say equals lower of this cell. Now if you see this B8 is a relative reference. In the previous session, we discussed about the different type of references. Now I don't have to keep typing this for each and every cell. So I'm giving this lower of B8, which is relative reference. I can just drag it down so that the reference will keep changing, say from B8 to B9, B10, B12, say it goes on. Next is uppercase. Suppose if I have a data which is in lowercase, then suppose if you want to convert that into uppercase, then I'll say equals upper of this value and then drag it. Right. Proper case. Proper case is also called a sentence case, which will make the first character of a word caps. Say equals proper of this cell and say enter. See, the first character will become caps. Let me just copy this down. Now suppose if I give one space here, say enter, this will become caps. See, the next word, whatever we created now, that becomes caps. Fine. Len. Len will give me the number of characters. In the previous session, I was showing when I'm actually counting, if there are some spaces, then I have to count how many spaces are there in that cell. So for that, what I'll do is I'll use this len. Len will help me in getting the number of characters in a cell. Let me drag it down. See, I can also drag it towards my right hand side as well. So I'll get the number of characters in a given cell. Next, find. Find will actually give me the position of a character which I'm trying to find. Say for example, we'll take a simple example here. I want to find this A in this text, or say in this cell, equals find, I'll say A, comma, and I'll select this. How to remember this, what actually I have to select, I'll also show you that. When I say find, below I'll get some text like this. These are actually parameters. And if you try to understand this, any formula will become easy. Now I'll say find, it says find text. Find text means what actually I'm trying to find. I'm finding a character, I'll say double quote, A, double quote. So whenever I'm passing a parameter as a text, it should be in double quotes. Now I'm trying to find A, comma, it will ask within the text. Within text is on which text I should find this A. I'll select this cell. That means I'm referring this B8 and say enter. Now if I see this, A is in second position. Now I can find one more A here, which is somewhere after this A. That is second A. If you want to find that second A, what I can do is I'll say equals find, and again I'll say A. If I select this, say enter, I'm still getting that 2 because it is in second position. So find, what it will do is it will start searching from this first position of the text. say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it is finding here and it is stopping. But my requirement was the second position of this A. So what I'll do is here, I have one option here, that is after comma it says starting number. Whenever you see that there is a square bracket, so that means it is optional. If I'm not passing this parameter, nothing will happen, I'll still get the result. But if the parameter not optional, see, if I'm not specifying this, say enter, I'll get an error. I'll get an error. Say you have entered too few arguments for this function. That means this square bracket parameter you can ignore or you can specify it. Like, let's say comma, I'll say this is a reference. When I say comma, it lasts for the starting number. Starting number is nothing but from where I need to start the search. Now if I'm not specifying anything, the search will be from first. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But when I'm actually specifying, say I want to start the search from third position, I'll say 3 and say enter. So now I'm getting this second position of this A. But what if I have one more A here? See, now this will say 1, and since I'm saying to start this from 3, it is starting and it is giving me this result. Now what if there is one more A here? See, like this. So I have to specify the starting position from where I'm actually trying to search. Dynamically, if you want to search, there are different other combination formulas. Using that, we can do this, finding the search of say third position or fourth position, whatever. Fine. This is to find a character. Now suppose if a character is not found, let me just delete this. If I'm not finding a character which I'm looking in this cell, then I'll get an error. So what is that error? Let's say I'll put one text here, its@gmail.com. I'm trying to find at symbol to know that whether it is a email ID. Go here, I'll say find at symbol, comma, and I'll select this cell. Yes, I'm finding this at symbol, that means it's an email ID. Suppose if this at symbol is not there, I'll just delete this and say enter. I'll get this error. That means whatever specified text is not found, it will give me error. That is value error. Fine. Let's go and see some more examples. I'll say equals find. This time I'll put as capital A and I'll try to find the position of A in this cell. Enter. I'm getting this value error. Why am I getting this value error? Let me go and put a capital A here. Enter. I'm getting the result. So keep in mind, whenever I'm using this find, it is case sensitive. Whatever case you're giving, based on that the search will happen. That means if I say capital A, it will go and search for capital A only. If I say lowercase a, it will search for lowercase a only. See, if I say A, lowercase, it will give me the next position, that is wherever this small character is found. It is not only about the character, it will search for a word also. Say find leaf in this cell. So it will give me the starting position of the word what I'm looking for. Suppose if you want to find a character without case sensitive. Now we saw this, say find, and if I say capital A, and then if I'm trying to search something, it is giving me value error because here I've given capital A. But there is one more function called as search, which is exactly like find, just similar to find, but this is non-case sensitive. That means whatever you specify, say, see the parameter, it says find text within text starting number. Now let's go and see the parameter for find. See find text within text starting number. Now if I go here, say equals search find text, I'll say capital A, comma, within this text and say enter. See, it's giving me the second one. You give anything, say I'll go here, say capital A, I'll get this one. Now let me go and search for lowercase a, still says 1. So find and search both are similar. It will search for a text and it will give me the position of the text. But find is case sensitive. Search is non-case sensitive. Fine. Let's go to the next one. I have a function called as left. What left will do is it will give me the number of characters from left side. So for example, I want to extract 5 characters from this employee. So what I'll do, I'll say equals left now and read the parameters. It says text. I will select this text, comma, and it will say number of characters. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll say 5. Close the bracket. Say enter. It is extracting the 5 characters from my left hand side of this text. Let me copy this down. I'll have a problem. See, here it is trying to extract 5 characters as per the formula, but what I need, let's say if I want to take the first name from this cell. My requirement is to take the first name in this cell, and I'm using this left and I'm dragging it with 5 characters everywhere, so it will not actually give a proper result. See here it is actually giving me only 5 characters, but here it has got more characters. There are different ways of extracting first name, but what if I want to do this through a formula? So how can we do this? I'll just show you. Let me delete this and take the same kind of formula here. Say equals left of this comma 5. This 5 is a hard-coded value. So when I'm dragging it, it will not change. It will be 5 everywhere in all the cells. But what if I want to make it dynamic? If it is 5 characters, still this space, it should take only 5 characters. If it is 3 characters, still this space, it should take only 3 characters. So everywhere I cannot do it manually. So in this case, what I'll do, I'll go here. I'll try to use find and get where this space character is available. Equals find space. How to take this space? A find. I'll put double quote space double quote. That means I'm trying to find the character of the space. I'll go here. I'll select this and say enter. When I say enter, it is giving me the position of the space, but what I need is one position before the space. So what I can do, I'll say -1, which will give me 5. So this -1 is given so that the number of characters whatever is there, now if I use this find, it is giving me 6, but I don't want this space, I want one character before that. I just use this -1. Now what I'll do is, here I've used this 5, I'll remove this, and we know how to refer this. I'll just go and I'll refer this cell. Now it says E8, I'll say enter. Now let me copy this both the cells down. Now I'll get this properly, because here it is trying to find the space position and I've used -1 so that I'll get the number of characters from left side. I know there are so many other easiest ways. I'm just trying to tell you guys how we can use this formula, say, in different combinations. Now I don't want to refer this. I want the formula such a way that I don't want to again have one more cell to refer the formula. So what I can do is I can bring this formula into this formula itself. So how to do that? Let me just go here. I'll enable this heading so that I can know the address properly. So here I have this headers. Now here it says E8. That is nothing but it is referring this cell. So whatever is there in E8, let me copy this and I'll paste it here. That means the formula which was there here, I just copied and pasted here and say enter. Now I'll drag it. I don't require this now. If I delete, still I'll get the result here. So this is called as combination of formulas. So many people actually, when they find a new template, they'll find it very difficult because there'll be a very big formula. And so many things will be merged inside this. So many formulas will be inside. Say one formula will be here, again one more formula inside, one more formula inside. So don't get panicked or don't get confused how they have done. So what you have to do is, in that case, just try to break the formula. Or suppose if you think that you want to combine more formulas, just break it and put it in different cells and then combine it. I'll show you more examples like this. Why I'm actually telling this is, if you start doing like this, if you break the formula, get the result and then combine, it will be easy. Unless and until you become more comfortable with the formulas. How to take that? So what I did, the reference which was there in E8, I'll go here. I'll not take this equals because already there is a equal in this formula. So only one equal should be there. I'll just copy this and then I'll replace this E8, say enter. Now if I drag it, I'll get the result. I don't require this reference. Fine. Let's go to one more example. In this case, I want the second name or say the last name here like this. I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, say 3, 6, it is 7 characters. So what I can do, I'll go here, I'll say equals right of. So previously it was left of. When I say left of, it was taking the characters from left side. Now I'm using this right. I will select this cell, that is B8, comma. It asks for number of characters. I'll specify 7. Right. I got this Phillips. Now let me drag it. See, here I have only 5 characters, wherein I'm trying to extract 7 characters, which is not giving me a right result. So how to do this?
Adi?
Yes.
Yeah, Adi, okay, fine. So in the last formula, what you did was left bracket B8, comma, find bracket space, comma, B8 bracket -1.
Yes.
So in this case also, if you want to have the surname to be there, you just have to change -1 into +1.
Which one? Surname? Where can you give surname here?
Add +1.
Yes.
Okay, so it will not come. Fine, perfect.
So you see, it's all about the logics. That's all. How you want. So for example, you want the initial of this, then it is like next character, one more character. That's all. Like that. Right? Shall I proceed? Runal?
Yeah, please.
Yeah?
Thank you. Yeah, please.
Right. Okay. So guys, so it's talking about the right function. Here, I mentioned it as 7, which is again a hard-coded value. But now let's say I want this last name. So what I'll do is I'll go here. Again, let's take this heading so that it will be easy for me to explain. So what we should do is, again, there is a logic here wherein the names are separated by the space. So I'll say equals, find the space, same logic, I'll take it here and say enter. Fine, I got this 6. But keep in mind, find always will take, it will give me the position of this character from left side. It will not give me from right side. So what I should do now, suppose if I refer this, say if I use this +1, so what will happen is from here, from left side, it is taking 7 characters. Since here it is 7, it is fine. Now suppose if I drag this down, so what number of characters I'm getting here is from left side, but for me I want it from right side. So there is no find which is coming from right side. So what we should do is, let's keep this as is. Say find the space. Now let's take, I'll put find here, let's say, take the complete number of characters here and say enter. So I got the total number of characters here, that is 13. And now what I'll do is I'll try to subtract these characters up to this space. So I'll get the remaining as these characters. I'll go here, I'll say find, sorry, len minus find. Say equals this minus this. There are easiest ways to do. I'm just trying to give you some examples where how to combine more formulas, so that with the same formula what I'm teaching, you can also practice learning how to combine the formula. So it is called as combination formulas, which you can learn. But again, I'm telling you, there are easiest ways to do, so you don't have to bother saying that why we have to do all these kind of steps. I do agree there are some simple steps as well, but I'm telling you how to use this combination functions so that the same concept you can use for more other functions as well. Fine. Now when I say I got this 7 characters, so I'll go here, I'll remove this 7 and I'll refer this one. That is total number of characters minus still this space. I'm getting the remaining characters. Now let me take this and say Control D. See, I'm getting the proper name, that is the last name. How did this work? So I use this find to get where the position of the space is available. Then I took the number of characters of these names, and then len minus this find till this space, I'll get the remaining characters of the right side. Now how to combine this? Now when you have more breaks like this, you have to be very careful. So you have to go like a reverse. Say now I have this, that is f8 minus e8. So what I'll do is I'll go and I'll take this e8 and f8 and I'll replace here. Let's take this f8, that is len, and I'll replace it here. Enter. Now here I'll take this e8, I will replace here. Now I don't require these two because I've combined both the cell formulas here. Next I'll go here, see, it is referring this g8 which is here. I'll go here, I'll take this complete formula and I'll paste it here. See, now my formula will become a little bigger. Now I can directly use this. Now if I delete this, still my formula works because I have copied all the formulas and put it into one place. So this is how we can practice the combination formulas as well. Next one, mid. Mid means extracting the middle character, means middle word or anything from middle, the number of characters. So for example, I want to take this leaf equals mid. Now what I'll do, we'll put it hard-coded values and then we'll see how to get this dynamically. Mid of this, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including the space it is 6, then it is 7. So this is the text, comma, from 7th character, it is asking for the starting number. Say from 7th character, I need 4 characters, close the bracket. So here it says mid, what is the text, from which character, which position, and how many number of characters you need. I'll say 4. Let me copy this down. See, here these two are same, so I'm getting the right result. But if you go here, it is not giving me the right result because the value what I'm giving here is hard coded. So here also it is trying to take from 7th character 4 characters, but I need to make it dynamic such a way that all this word whatever is there in the middle I should get. So how to do this? Again, we can have a similar kind of logic, that is I want to get the starting number. So how to get the starting number? The starting number is nothing but after the first space. So first what we'll do, we'll go here. Let me just take these headings. I'll just reduce this so I can get the result in one window. Equals find space, and I'll select within this text, I'll say enter. Now it is giving me the space position, but what I need is one position. After that I'll say +1, that is I got the starting position. Let me put it as starting position. Alright, next I want the number of characters. The number of characters is nothing but up to this second space position. So what I'll do, I'll go here, I'll take this second space position, say equals find, let me say I'll try to find space within this text, but I need to find the second space. So what I'll do, I'll just use this number so that from here it will start this search. That is the starting number, whatever is there, let it start from this say after this space position. So I'll select this and say enter. Now I'm getting this 11, right? Now I want the number of characters between this space and this space. So what I can do, I'll say equals this 11 minus this 7. I'll get the number of characters here. Fine. Now what I'll do, I'll go here, I'll remove this 7 and I'll refer this, that is the starting position, and this 4 I'll remove and I'll select this, that is the number of characters. Now let me just say Control D, see, I'll get this result. Now again, if you want to combine, then I can go here, say F8 minus E8, so I can take this F8 I will replace here, then E8, I'll copy this and I will replace here. Done. Now here I need to replace. So here we have to we'll give one bracket here. So what's happening? Because while combining, it is taking this result as well. So I just put one bracket. Now we'll copy this and then we'll replace. That is whatever is there in G8. I'll just replace it here. Say enter. Now for the starting position, which says here E8, I can go here, copy this, and I'll put it here like this. See, if I would have done this at one shot, then it will really confuse us. So for that, what I did, I just try to break it into different cells, again combine it, and I can put it here. Again, don't worry, there are here I don't have that character, so it's not coming. So I'll just try to remove this. Oops, still referring somewhere. Okay, here E8 is there, that's why. So you can just try it. Okay, so here again I have to go and put this one because this is E8. So here I'm trying to refer that E8 here. I have to put it here. Say enter. Now I can remove this. Okay, so like this. So there are different scenarios where you have to combine the function. So try and see wherever you find it something like this. So just break it and then try to combine it so that you don't have to write multiple formulas in multiple cells. So this is how we can do the combination functions as well. Like this, there are so many different scenarios. As and when it comes, I'll be keep explaining, and you can understand or say practice it more in the coming formulas as well. Right. Next one is substitute. Substitute is nothing but something like replace. Say for example, I have, let me just hide this so that I'll take the cell next to this only. I have two hyphens here. I want to replace this hyphen with slash. So I can go here and say find and replace, say hyphen to slash. So what will happen is all these hyphens will be converted into slash. But what I want is say only the first one or the second one should be slash. So in that case, I can use this say equals, say substitute. Here, let's go and understand the parameter first. It says text, select this, comma. It lasts for old text, that is the hyphen. I'll put it in double quote as I told you. If the parameters are text, so you'll have to use double quotes. So I've used this hyphen in double quotes. The new text, what is the text I need to replace? I'll say slash, close bracket and say enter. Now if you see this, the hyphens are converted into slash. My requirement was, let's say I want this first hyphen to be slash. So what I'll do, I'll go here. If you see the parameter, when I say comma, there is one more parameter. It says instance number. Instance means which occurrence. The first one, second one, third one, whichever I have. Say for example, I want to replace the first one. I'll say 1 and say enter. See, the first one got replaced with slash. Now let me drag it down. Right. Let me go here and I'll make it as 2. Say enter. Now if I drag it down, I'll get the second hyphen as slash. So substitute, we just substitute a character which is specified into another. So it is like alternative. Instead of this, I can take this. Similarly, I have one more function, that is the replace. So what replace will do is it will ask how many characters I need to replace, from which character to how many characters to replace. Let's say I'll go here, equals replace. It lasts for old text, that is this, comma. It lasts for starting number. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this seed is 9. So it is starting from 9th position, comma. It will ask how many characters I need to replace. I'll say 4 characters, comma. It will ask for new text. I'll say like this. So here this is the text which I need to replace. The starting number I have to specify from where I need to replace. how many characters I need to replace, comma, what I have to replace, say enter. See, it will just take the number of characters and it will replace. But what substitute will do, it will take the character itself and then it will replace. But in substitute, I have an option of specifying which occurrence I need to replace. Fine. Next one, concatenate. This is little interesting, and we have more new functions which have got included in say the newer versions. I'll explain that as well. Suppose if you guys don't have the newer version, so you can just refer it, and suppose if you guys have new version, then you can practice it. But I'll tell you what are the new text functions got added, and it's very simple as well. First, we'll go through this concatenate. I'll go here. Concatenate means combination, the combining of the cells. Say equals concatenate, and then it lasts for the text, that is text 1, comma, and say text 2, enter. Now the two cells have been combined, and I got this result. I want a comma here or a space here. When I'm actually trying to separate this name, when I'm taking these two cells, it says text 1 and text 2. I have to give one more text in middle if you want to make it as another text. See, text 1, now this space also will become another text, and then this is text 3, enter. This is concatenate. But if you want to add more characters or more cells, again I have to go here, comma, and I have to specify the text, and again one more text, it goes on. Instead, now we have something called as concat. It's a new function. What concat will do is, I don't have to go here and keep using this, say, comma, one more text, comma, one more text, comma. Equals concat. It is asking text 1 and it goes on. This is something similar to our sum function what we saw in the previous session. See, I'll just combine these two like a range, enter. See, it got merged. Or suppose if you want to concatenate more than the one cell, say like this, many cells as a range of cells, equals concat. Just let me just select this. See, from here till here, I'm just dragging, enter. See, it will combine. Now the question arises. See here I don't have any parameter or say anything like I can separate these names. It combined directly. So there is no option of giving the say comma or say space or whatever. We call it as delimiters to separate it. So for this, what I'll do is I have one more function called as text join. What this text join will do? Let's go and see. This text join will help me in concatenating all the values, but it also gives me an option of giving the delimiters. So how? Let's go here. Say equals text join, and then it says delimiter. What is the character I should use for separating the name? I'll give the delimiter as comma and a space, comma. Now it asks for ignore the empty cells, or we should include the empty cells. As of now, I'll just use this ignore empty cells, and then I'll show you what is this include empty cells. Now we'll use this ignore empty cells. I'll mention it as true, comma. Now it asks for the text. Let me just drag it till here. I'll close the bracket and say enter. You can see this. See, it is combining the names with the delimiter what I specified. Now if I go here, let's say I don't have some names here. Let me remove name here and one name here. You can see this here, it is getting removed, and here the names are removed, but still the delimiters are using as comma, and then it is continuing with whatever names are there. But what if I want to include the space as well? If the name is not there, it should say comma, then again one more comma, and then it's to continue. So for this, I should be using text join, again delimiter, comma. It lasts for true or false. This time I'll say false, comma. and I'll select this range, close bracket, enter. Now I can see the difference between the true and false. Now if you go here, let me zoom this and I'll show you. See, when I'm saying ignore the blanks, it will not consider that. But if I say include the blanks, then you can see this. See, there is a blank here. It says comma here. So like this, till our previous version, we had this concatenate. Now we have this concat and text join, which will help me in combining the text by just using it as a range, like what we have in sum, average, minimum. Similar to that, we can do this. Otherwise, we had to go here and say keep saying concat and say p8 comma this one whatever. Right. We can also use this concatenate without using a function. That is, say equals. I'll just go here, select the cell and symbol, ampersand symbol, and I can use this comma like this, and I can use this. This is also one more way of concatenating. Here I'm not using function. I'm just trying to merge the cells. That is, combining the cells by using this and symbol. So this is also one more way of concatenating. Fine. Let's go to the next one. Text. Let me hide this. The text function is used to convert your values into text in a different formats. That can be any format. A value can be converted into a text format. I'll show you a few examples. I have an employee ID here. What I want is this employee ID should be of 8 characters. So I have here 5 characters. Suppose if I have 5 characters, then it should have some zeros prefixed for this. That is totally making it as 8 characters. I'll go here, say equals, and then I'll say text. It asks for the value, that is this one. I need to convert this into a format of 8 characters, comma. Then put a double quote, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'll close the bracket, I'll say enter. And if you see, this has become 8 characters. Now let me drag it down. See, everywhere it will be 8 characters uniform. Now let me go here. I'll remove this, say enter. See, I'll get 7 zeros here with this one character. So wherever you go, suppose if you make it as 3 characters, see, like this. So totally it will be 8 characters. Suppose if you want to make it 10, then I can go here, I can put 2 more zeros, and it will become 10 characters. That is, it is changing the format of that value what I'm taking. Right. Let me go here, I'll show you one more example. We'll take this date. Every date is actually stored as values. So when you come to this date functions in the next session, I'll be explaining how this date actually works. But as of now, I'll just show you how to convert this text, this date into a different format by using this text function. So as I told you, the date is stored as values. So let's say I'll use a formula today. So don't worry about this. Tomorrow I'll be, the next session I'll be teaching you this date function. For your say, I'm just trying to show you. I'll just go here. I'll convert this into a value, just as a number. So if you see this is a number. This is the serial number for today's date. Now I need to convert this by using text function. Equals, I'll say text. Say value, comma, it lasts for format text. Now I want this to be in a date format. I'll say dd, comma, mmm, comma, y. D is for day, m is for month, y is for year, and I'll close the bracket. See, say 14 May 2020. How to know these formats? That you don't worry. There is a separate chapter for this, which is called as number formatting. There I'll be teaching all these formats which we can convert a value into a different formats. So these formats also I'll be teaching you, but for now, to use for this text function, I'm just showing you how this text function actually works. It will take the values and convert that into different formats what I'm specifying. There are different formats what you can use. Say for example, I have this, say 0.2. I want to convert this into percentage. Say equals text of this, comma, I'll say 0.00 percentage, enter. See, it will convert this into percent. Now this value what you see here, this 20.00 percentage, this is not a number, it is a text. So you can convert it into different formats, but the value will become a text here. Right. Let's go to next example, that is next function, that is repeat. Repeat is a function which will repeat a given character the number of times I specify. Let's say I'll go here, say equals repeat x 10 times. That's all. I'm hard coding this 10. Repeat x 10 times. I'll say enter. It is repeating 10 times. You give any character, let's say A 10 times. I'll say Z, say 20 times. It will just repeat a given character. That's all. The repeat function repeats a given character, excuse me, given character number of times I specify. So where this can be used, I'll just show you one scenario. I have some investment here. Let's say there is some amount. I need to prefix some character here to make it 12 characters. Previously, we had one function that is text, and I'll take this. If you want to make it 12 characters, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'll put 12 zeros, so I'm getting this. But if you want to give a separate text instead of 0, say X or star. So if you see in a check, we'll have the 12 characters with star or something prefixed to make it 12 characters. In this case, text will not work. So for this, I'll use this repeat function and try to give X or a star mark before this. How to do this? First, we should know how many X character I have to specify here. Let's say here it is totally 6 character. That means I need 6X here. Suppose if you delete this, now I need 9X here. So I have to make it dynamic. How to do that? So what we should do is first, I should take the number of characters here, say equals len of this, right? I have this 3. That means the remaining characters, say out of 12, say equals 12 minus this. So these many X I should create here, so that it will become a 12 characters when I combine this. Let's go here. I'll say equals repeat. It asks for text. Let's say I'll put star here, comma, and I'll select this one, enter. So I'm getting 9 stars here. I need to combine this. I'll go here. I'll say and symbol or concatenate, anything you can use to join this text. See, let me copy this down. See here, depending on the number of characters here. So I'm using this len. I'm having 6 characters. So I need to have 6 more characters, that is to make it as 12 characters. So what I did, I took the count here, that is len. Then I'm trying to subtract this with 12 so that I'll get the number of characters. And then I'm trying to combine this with the number of characters by using this repeat function. Let's go here. I'll say two more numbers I'll put. See, there are 8 characters. That means I need to put only 4 stars here. So depending on the say what is this number of characters, I can specify. Let's say I have only 2 characters. Let's say 12. See, like this. So this is how you can use the repeat function. Now let's go here. We have one more function, trim. Trim is a function which is used to clean the data. Clean in the sense, now if you see this, the employee names, what is there, I have extra spaces in the beginning, somewhere in the middle, or in the end. If you want to remove these extra spaces which are there, the beginning or say in the middle or something, in the end, I can use trim. Don't use find and replace. It might replace all the characters in the middle as well. So I'll go here, I'll say trim, select this and say close bracket. Now let me just drag it down. See, it will just remove all the spaces by using this trim function. So these are some of the text functions what we have in Excel, and we also talked about the combination of the formulas also. So you can utilize these skills in your other formulas as well, or in other scenarios as well. Right. Let me show you one more thing. Now suppose I have different sheets. I want to use the formulas in different sheets. Say for example, yesterday, or say in the previous session, we saw about how to use the sum average minimum. Let's say I have a sales value here. Just put some random value, and let me copy this, and I'll put some, say, quantity which is in another sheet. Okay, I'll put this random value here. Now if you want to get the result, say how many I have, 6 values, so here also will have same 6 values. Now if you want to have the calculation in another sheet, this is also possible. It's not that always the formula should be within this sheet only. I can do this in other sheets as well. Say for example, I'll say total price equals, take this value multiplied by, then I can go to this sheet and select this value and say enter. See, I'll get the result here like this. So any formulas you're using, you can go and you can use in different sheets as well. Likewise, what we saw here, if I'm trying to use something, in a different, say, sheets, that also is possible. It's not that always it should be within this only. Say, for example, sometimes what will happen is, let me copy this and I'll put it in a sheet here. So this is one sheet where I have all the data. I need to clean this in another sheet. Let me go here. I'll say equals trim. So now I'm using a different sheet and I'll select this one. Say enter. See, like this. So it's not that it should be within that sheet only the formulas. You can use across the sheets as well. Okay. So this is what we have for today. That is the text functions. So the next session I'll be discussing with the date functions as well as the conditional statements.